Welcome back, everybody. So today I'm going to be making French toast. This is something simple and easy to make. I love to make this for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And I recently had a cousin reach out to me. She has moved out of her house, she's cooking for herself, and she realizes there's a lot of things that she really needs to learn to make. This is one of them. So I'm going to show you how I make a very easy French toast. Okay, so I'm going to go over the ingredients. Here, when I make French toast, I like to use a very wide flat bottom bowl. That makes it a lot easier to dunk and dip the bread. So I will be using 3 large eggs, around a half cup to 3/4 of a cup of, you can use whole milk, evaporated milk, half and half. Today I have heavy cream, that's what I'm using. I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar, around a half teaspoon to a full teaspoon, a splash of vanilla extract. It's really up to you. I'm going to be using a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and just a pinch of freshly grated nutmeg. Now, Clarissa, if you do not have nutmeg, which I suspect you probably don't, you can skip that. But if you do have it, a pinch of nutmeg really elevates the flavor of this creamy egg mixture. I'm also going to be using around 5 to 6 slices of bread. Now, these slices are very thick and wide. They're larger than regular sandwich bread, so maybe 4 to 5 will work for the ratio of this mixture. But if you're using regular sandwich bread, you should be able to dunk around 6 slices of bread. Okay. So I suggest breaking the eggs in a bowl on the side, then adding them to your main bowl, just in case you get a bad egg or just shell in it. Okay, I'm just going to break apart the yolk just a little bit. Okay, now go in with, I'm going to go half a cup of heavy cream, and like I said, whole milk works, half and half. I sometimes like to use evaporated milk because I keep cans of it in my pantry. So now let's go ahead and add the sugar. This is a tablespoon of sugar, around a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I'm gonna go with, oh, that was probably a full teaspoon. A half teaspoon to a full teaspoon works. Now let's go with our freshly grated nutmeg, and it's just a pinch. There we go. Right in there. And you know what? I am going to go for the full 3/4 of a cup. I think it'll work. So that might be a weird ratio, but it just feels right in my soul. So I'm going to give this a really good mix. So at this point, you'll want to start preheating your griddle. So here I have it preheating on a medium-low heat, and you'll want to gradually preheat your griddle. If you start on a high heat, you are going to burn the exterior of your French toast, and the center is going to have raw egg mixture. So it's a sort of a low and slow process. And another thing I probably do differently than most people, or I don't know, I can't say I'm the only one that does this. I prefer to use cooking oil in place of butter. I just find cooking several pieces of French toast in butter ends up scorching and burning in the pan. And so I do suggest oil. It has a higher smoke point. So that's something I do. Maybe you can try it. So now you just take your bread, dunk it on both sides. Now remember, the longer you let it dunk and saturate, it's going to be a heavy piece of French toast, and it'll really soak in there, and it'll take a longer amount of time to cook. So just kind of give it a quick dunk, and then right onto your griddle. There we go. Okay, so this is what happens when you have an interruption and a delivery and your French toast is cooking on the stove. Okay, so let's try this again without interruptions, hopefully. So just sort of spread, there's still enough cooking oil in here to sort of spread around. I have this on a low setting. I'm going to dunk both sides and the edges in the mixture. There we go. I've got this on a low setting. I preheated on a medium-low, but you want to turn it down to a low setting and cook this for about a minute or so on each side. Basically, the key is to make sure the inside is cooked along with the outside without the outside burning. Okay, so it's been 1 minute, so I'm going to flip. That's exactly what you're looking for. Give it another minute or so on the other side and it should be cooked through. And you'll start to see it kind of puff up, because anything that's saturated all the way inside the bread, it's going to puff up, because that's what happens with egg when it cooks. It gets nice and fluffy. So I'm going to give it one more flip. And if you're not sure if the inside is cooked, give it another flip. Go for another 30 seconds to a minute. But it feels, it's firmed up. So that's a good indication that it's cooked on the inside. So going on to my plate here, and I'm going to continue the process. Okay, so French toast is done, and I actually managed to get 7 pieces. I did burn one side of one piece, and my kids actually shared that. So this mixture, I believe you could probably make somewhere between 6 to 8 slices of French toast if you're using large slices of bread. If you're using smaller, thinner sandwich slices, you probably could get more. So what I like to serve this with is hot buttered syrup, whether it's maple syrup, pancake syrup. I add around a half cup to 3/4 of a cup with 1 tablespoon of butter, pop it into the microwave, or you can warm it up on the stovetop and just melt the butter and mix it, and it's so good. You can garnish with fresh fruit. You can garnish with a little sprinkling of ground cinnamon and powdered sugar. But this is French toast. It's easy, delicious, and you can have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.